All right, today is Thursday, July 14th, and I'm giving you an update on the garden since last week. I have done a lot, and there's some major changes. You might see one over in the corner there, so we're going to talk about that. So from last week, I have harvested some things. You can see my fleabane is gone. I'll be talking about what I harvested and what I did with the different things, and I purchased new plants. And some new trellises. So I had fleabane here. I took that out. I did decide to make a tincture with that, and so this opened this up so that I could get those tomato plants to have some more sun. And then I purchased some additional plants, and I'm going to talk about one of them right here. This is a spinach that I had purchased. I got a pack of 4 of them, so I put them in there. Those were one of the plants that I purchased. I also purchased some squash, which is right over here. So I tinctured this, in the process of tincturing that. You might remember my lamb's quarter. It has grown quite a bit. I actually harvested about 4 smaller plants, and I made a breakfast bake. I used it as spinach in a breakfast bake. So I harvested the other ones, but I'm going to have to harvest this. I think I'm going to turn it into a spinach artichoke dip. And then there was plantain here. I harvested that and some other herbs, and I made a really wonderful a healing oil and a salve that I have used and love it. I've given some to a friend and she loves it. So that was really interesting. I made other things. I put other plants in it, not just the plantain, but that was one of the plants that I put in there. Let's talk about some other plants some of them that I found and some new ones that I purchased. Okay, so here is a new one that I purchased. This is a table ace. So this is a squash. It was, it's getting that time of the year. It's July 14th. So garden centers are getting rid of their plants, and so I did not plant any of the winter squash, so I bought one of those. My melons are kind of vining, and I'm trying to get them to vine up my trellises here, my tomato cages. Here was another one I purchased. This is just a butternut squash. I purchased that one as well, and then that one of those spinach plants I put here, but I don't think it's gonna make it. And then here's one of those other spinaches. So I just kind of been adding them. Now here I had a tomato plant, and I was gonna purchase a cage for it, but I realized the layout of my garden, if I step back I can kind of show you. I'm pretty symmetrical with my garden, and I thought if I put a tomato cage there, it's gonna look kind of goofy. So I decided that I'm just gonna put stakes around them to kind of keep it up. This is the first year that I put a tomato plant between, though not actually in the towers or next to a trellis. So that was part of why I did that, and then that's also why I added these other 2. You'll see some 2 trellises on the side. They're not for tomatoes, they're for something else, and I'm going to tell you about that. I just purchased those within this last week and installed them yesterday. So with this tomato plant, though, I want to tell you something that's really interesting, because I just found out that you can do this, and I'm trying it for the first time. So I was just putting these here, trying to kind of see how I could get this to be more upright and get some airflow at the bottom. If you didn't know, you want to open up, the bottom foot to 1.5 feet of your tomato plants to allow for airflow. And I started doing that yesterday, and what happened is you can see right in here, this broke off. Now this was a really good size branch, and I believe it had some flowers on it. So what I ended up doing is I'm trying an experiment where I'm putting it in water and then allowing it to reroot, and hoping that will then be able to get planted. I just found out yesterday that you could do that, so I'm trying it. So I will let you know how that goes. I will say I put it in the water and it was kind of wilty, and then today it perked up. So I think it's gonna work. I will keep you posted on that. So that is something new that I'm trying, and something different. And So let's see what else. Yeah, all of my vining things, I'm trying to get to vine up here, and that is why I bought one of these. So I actually bought two of those. In here, right here, I have, this is a honeydew melon plant. And on the opposite side of my garden, in the same spot, I planted this honeydew melon plant. And my friend came over this week because she was harvesting some lovage, and she had suggested that I put a trellis in here, put these in here. This is what I was going to use for the tomato cage, but for that tomato cage. But then I thought, oh, that's going to look kind of goofy just having one of those in the middle, randomly. So she said, what you should do is you should buy another one and then put them here for your melon plants so they're not choking out your all of your other veggies. And so I did that. And so then I kind of put these on last night, trying to try to encourage them to come up, and they're doing a great job. And thankfully I planted them in the same spot on both corners, so I was able to make it look symmetrical. So I put one here and then one over there, which you'll see momentarily. So I'm excited for this. This is, this should help with airflow. And so that was one of my new additions that I'm really happy about. And yesterday I harvested 3 of my beets in here. So hopefully to get a little bit more sun in there, but they were ready to be harvested. And I want to start to also harvest, some of these other things that are ready, but realistically, the only thing would be turnips, and I don't see them shouldering just yet. They're pretty big though. They're pretty big, and there's more than just turnips in here. We have turnips, cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli is all in this area, and it's also like those same kind of vegetables are here, there, and then in that far corner over there. That's kind of those kind of coal crop type veggies. So that's kind of where I put them. So if I could, if I can get a turnip or 2 out of there, that would create some more space and better airflow as well. So I'm just watching those to see if those need to be harvested at all. And then I've been encouraging, this is that cantaloupe, one of those cantaloupe plants that I have, and my cucumbers and my beans, and I'm just trying to encourage them all to kind of grow up here to allow for more, space and growth down below. I'm a little worried about my jalapeno plant getting, maybe getting covered up by some of the stuff. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that. My celery is really taking off. It has grown so much since I put it out here. Remember, I overwintered that last year. Last week I did a garden tour, and so I talked about a lot of this in the garden tour, but today I'm giving you mostly updates. So if you want to know more about that, you can watch last week's video. My kale is ready to harvest, so I have to harvest some things. I need to harvest some salad greens, and I need to harvest some kale, and I want to make sure my pepper plant gets all the sun it needs. And I also, these are ready. They're pretty big. So I want to harvest some of that. And then here, I just saw this today. So I did plant some butternut squash seeds, but they're just like seeds that I direct sowed into the garden this year, and just realized one of them came up. So I bought that one butternut squash plant, which I probably didn't need to, but I will take more because butternut squash is awesome, and it has a good shelf life. So we'll store that. And my husband built me a drying rack this year for curing and just for drying things. So that'll be nice to have them on there. Okay, so what I have here is that second one. This plant was not as big as the other one over there, but I'm sure it will now that it's up. So again, I put that in, similar size and space, and then started moving those, the honeydew vine up. So we will see how that goes. And this is also another cantaloupe. So I had 4 of those. I told you last week, 2 are in the center. 1 was on each side, like on the corner, kind of each side. And so they're really growing quite a bit this year. So I'm encouraging them to grow on any trellis that they're near. And then my peas are doing good. I planted a pea seed like, I don't know, last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's finally, it might be hard to see, it's finally starting. So my video cut off, but what I was saying was I planted this seed like, I don't know, a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and it is finally coming up. So that's another pea plant. These are radishes. Remember, I harvested all of them except for these two the week before, and then I planted some new ones. Oh, this one is ready. See, it's shouldering. So this one actually I could pull. Oh. And this one I could probably pull as well. Yep, that one's actually starting to crack. So those are the radishes. I might put some more seeds over there. And then, but this was the surprise plant that I had. And this is a lime basil. So I planted lime basil here last year and I let it go to seed. And apparently it did seed. And one of the seeds came up this year, which is awesome because I tried to plant lime basil over here earlier this year, but my seeds were very old from like 2018 and they didn't come up. So I'm happy that this came up automatically, and so that was really exciting. I'm super happy that I got a lime basil plant. I was just walking over here and I noticed, wow, there looks like another lime basil plant, and I just ate one of the leaves. I just had some, and it is another lime basil plant. It came up next to my jalapeno. So I am really, really excited. I love garden bonuses like this, so that was really exciting. I'm happy about that. The last plant that I got that I bought this week, wasn't planning on buying any plants, by the way, but it just happens when you're a gardener, you know. So this is called a Costa Rican sweet, and it is a sweet pepper. My husband and I went to Costa Rica for our honeymoon and our 1-year anniversary and our 5-year anniversary, which we just had in May. And we love Costa Rica, so I thought, you know, I'm going to get this and just see how it is. And we like to do like jalapeno poppers, and I'm not opposed to doing them with not hot peppers because I'm not generally a hot pepper person. So we're going to see how that does. This showed up today. I just ordered a gardening hat because I got sunburned pretty bad last week. And I ordered it from Amazon and it came today. I got the light color on purpose because I plan on wearing it gardening and I feel like I wanted a lighter color. These were super cute and the darker colors that I think you could wear to a beach. So I will check this out and let you know what I think of it from a gardening perspective. And in the meantime, I will link it in the description below this video. I'm also waiting on pruners and shears, handheld ones. They should be coming in this weekend. I'll link those in the description below as well. And I'll let you know what I think about those in my next video. All right, thanks.